Rather, they decrease the reserve price by a certain extent so that the affordability is still maintained. To further strengthen the government efforts, like government decided to support alternate fuels like kerosene and coal. So when coal was used by the small consumers like medium, small people, then what has to be done? We gave directions to the coal companies that they have to allocate higher quantities of coal to the state governments and also increase the quantity of coal in the e-auctions so that everybody is at ease and the supply chain is maintained uninterruptedly. So this has resulted into a optimized coal supply mechanism for the small, medium, and other consumers. See, what happens as of now, coal is supplied to the small consumers through two mechanisms. Number one is the state nominated agencies, which basically raise their annual requirements to the coal companies. We allocate them. And also they take this coal through the e-auctions mechanism. So these two mechanisms actually optimize the entire chain for the coal supply. What I said to you that the e-auction frequency will increase. Normally in a month, the auctions done by the Coal India under the e-auction category, maybe say 15 to 20. We have been doing now almost 30 auctions. So almost like one auction per day was done to ensure availability of the coal. In the month of March, if I look at the numbers, we have offered around 32.53 million ton of coal, and amount that was offered, we could only see customers booking 13.32. So booking was only 40.94%, indicating there was a sufficient coal offered and a quantity available was adequate. In the month of April also, Coal India has planned 30 auctions, again almost one auction per day. And till date, we have done few auctions. We have offered quantity of around 3.2 million tons. And again, the booking has been the same zone. The booking is around 38.75%. So we are seeing almost like 40% coal gets booked every time under the e-auction. We also took the step to check the price rise because there have been cases reported to us. There has been price rise or maybe some cases of holding the coal. We wrote to the state governments. We requested for the demands of the coal at their end. And also we alerted them to take care of any profiteering instances in the state governments and ensure fair distribution. And what happened for the state governments, we ensured monitoring also whether despite the situation we are offering coal, whether the offtake is there or not. So the coal companies are monitoring this on daily basis. We have seen there is a progress, the monitoring is there, the coal offtake is there. But at the same time, the amount of coal that we offered, like it happened in the case of e-auctions, here also offtake is around 15% only. Last year, that is year 25-26, we had offered around 1.258 million ton. The offtake is around 0.179, which is again 14%. And for the year 25-26, the coal allocation is supposed to lapse by 31st March. But we took again a proactive step. We have permitted them to offtake this coal by another 90 days so that they can now offtake this coal for up to June 26. For the second year coming 26-27, we have offered another 1.5 million ton. So that also they can offtake. So we have ensured adequate amount of coal for state nodal agencies also. Totality, what we have done, we ensured basically a focused approach on the buffer across the coal supply chain. As of now, if we see, we have sufficient coal stocks available in the country at mines, power plants, ports and transit, which can be made available to the consumers at a very short notice. We have Indian Railways with us for helping in this transportation. The coal stock as of now at the power plant is around 55 million tons as of yesterday, which is adequate for 24 days of uninterrupted power generation based on the average consumption of last 7 days. So we have absolutely no deficit on the power generation side. Further, if we see the stock is there, people think that there is a coal only lasting for 24 days. That is not the case. It will last for 24 only days when coal supply is totally stopped. There is no deficit on daily basis. We are producing coal at the pace matching with the consumption levels. There is no deficit as of on daily basis. And this support is always there for offtake by the Indian Railways. In addition to the stocks at the power plants, we also have stock at mine end. The Coal India mines, the captive mines, Singareni mines, this is almost like 170 million tons. So totality, we have almost 220 million tons of coal available in the country, and there is a continuous mining. There is absolutely no shortage of coal. So in nutshell, with the strong support of railways and comfortable coal stock at the mines, The thermal power plants in the coal sector are fully equipped to meet the nation's energy needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Over to Sujata now for Petroleum Ministry updates.
नमस्कार। देश में एलपीजी, पेट्रोल, डीजल पर्याप्त मात्रा में उपलब्ध है और नॉर्मल सप्लाई हो रही है। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि वॉर के चलते एलपीजी सप्लाईज अफेक्ट हुई थी, जिसके चलते घरेलू उपभोक्ताओं को प्रायोरिटाइज किया गया और घरेलू उपभोक्ताओं को 100% सप्लाई इंश्योर करने के लिए कमर्शियल एलपीजी की सप्लाई को रेगुलेट किया गया। परंतु जब यह किया गया तो उसके साथ एडिशनल ऑप्शंस भी उपभोक्ताओं को उपलब्ध कराए गए, जैसे कोल और कैरोसिन। इसके साथ साथ जो पीएनजी कनेक्शंस हैं उसको भी एक्सपैंड करने की कोशिश की गई और इसके साथ ही कैलिब्रेटेड मैनर में कमर्शियल एलपीजी की सप्लाई को भी इंक्रीज़ किया गया। घरेलू एलपीजी की सप्लाई नॉर्मल है, सभी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स के पास पर्याप्त स्टॉक अवेलेबल है, कहीं कोई ड्राई आउट रिपोर्टेड नहीं है। लगभग 95% बुकिंग ऑनलाइन हो रही है और लगभग 91% रिफिल की डिलीवरी डीएसी कोड के साथ हो रही है और ये 91% जो फिगर है वो ये इंश्योर करता है कि डाइवर्जन न हो। कमर्शियल एलपीजी के संबंध में मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि 12 मार्च से पहले कमर्शियल एलपीजी की सप्लाई को बंद किया गया था, लेकिन 12 मार्च को 20% सप्लाई को स्टार्ट किया गया और इसमें हॉस्पिटल और एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस को प्रायोरिटाइज किया गया। उसके बाद 18 मार्च को 10% एडिशनल एलपीजी एलोकेशन की बात कही गई उन स्टेट्स के लिए जो पीएनजी नेटवर्क एक्सपेंशन में सहयोग करें। इसके अलावा 21 मार्च को भारत सरकार ने और 20% कमर्शियल एलपीजी की सप्लाई को इंक्रीज़ किया और इस बार प्रायोरिटी थी ढाबा, रेस्टोरेंट, होटल्स, कैंटीन एंड आउटलेट्स रन बाय स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और लोकल बॉडीज, कम्युनिटी किचन्स और 5 किलो का एलपीजी सिलेंडर। फिर 27 मार्च को भारत सरकार ने एक और इंक्रीज़ किया 20% का और इस बार प्रायोरिटी थी स्टील, ऑटोमोबाइल, टेक्सटाइल, डाई, केमिकल्स एंड प्लास्टिक और ऐसे उद्योग जहां पर जो लेबर इंटेंसिव है और या जहां पर लेबर जो वर्कफोर्स है वो ज़्यादा काम करती है। फिर 6/4 को भारत सरकार ने एक ऑर्डर और इशू किया और उसमें जो 5 किलो के सिलेंडर्स हैं उसकी सप्लाई को डबल करने की बात की गई। 8/4 को भारत सरकार ने अब एक और ऑर्डर इशू किया है जिसके अंतर्गत फार्मा, फूड, पॉलीमर, एग्रीकल्चर, पैकेजिंग, पेंट, यूरेनियम, हेवी वाटर, स्टील, सीड, मेटल, सिरामिक्स, फाउंड्री, फॉर्जिंग, ग्लास, एरोसॉल, इन सभी इंडस्ट्रीज़ को 70% तक इनका मार्च से पहले जो भी इनका कंजम्पशन था उसको देने की बात की गई है विद अ ओवरऑल सेक्टोरल लिमिट ऑफ 200 टन पर डे। इस सभी के चलते लगभग 93,000 टन कमर्शियल एलपीजी सेल हुई है 14 मार्च से और कल भी लगभग 6,000 टन कमर्शियल एलपीजी की सेल हुई है। 5 किलो के सिलेंडर के संबंध में जैसा कि मैंने अभी बताया कि 21 मार्च को 5 किलो का सिलेंडर माइग्रेंट लेबर के लिए प्रायोरिटाइज किया गया। उसके बाद उसकी डिलीवरी को सुगम करने के प्रयत्न किए गए और इसके साथ ही जो 5 किलो का सिलेंडर है बिना एक आईडी प्रूफ के साथ मिलने की व्यवस्था की गई और उसके लिए कोई एड्रेस प्रूफ की ज़रूरत भी नहीं है, ये भी सुनिश्चित किया गया। इसी सब के चलते पिछले 5 दिनों में ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज ने 1600 अवेयरनेस कैंप किए हैं और लगभग 14,000 सिलेंडर इन कैंप्स में सेल भी किए हैं। कल एक दिन 1,10,000 से भी अधिक 5 किलो के सिलेंडर्स की सेल की गई है और 23 मार्च से अब तक लगभग 8,90,000 5 किलो के सिलेंडर बेचे गए हैं। नेचुरल गैस के संबंध में जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि घरेलू उपभोक्ता को प्रायोरिटाइज किया गया, उसको प्रोटेक्ट किया गया। इसके साथ ही इंडस्ट्रीज को भी नेचुरल गैस की सप्लाई स्टार्ट की गई और फर्टिलाइजर प्लांट्स को, जिनको कल मैंने बताया 90%, अब उनकी सप्लाई 95% पर इंश्योर की जा रही है। इसी तरह ड्राफ्ट स्टेट सीबीजी पॉलिसी निकाली गई और जो भी स्टेट्स इस पॉलिसी को फॉलो करेंगे उनको एडिशनल कमर्शियल एलपीजी एलोकेशन में प्रायोरिटाइज करने की बात कही गई है। पीएनजी कनेक्शंस के संबंध में भारत सरकार ने सभी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को और यूनियन टेरिटरीज को लेटर लिखा और उनसे रिक्वेस्ट किया कि वो अपने यहाँ पर इस तरह के रिफॉर्म लेकर आएँ ताकि पीएनजी कनेक्शन को देना सुगम और आसान हो जाए। इसी के चलते लगभग 18 स्टेट्स ने ऐसे कदम उठाए हैं और जिसके चलते उनको एडिशनल एलपीजी का एलोकेशन किया गया है। मार्च 2026 से अभी तक लगभग 3,87,000 पीएनजी कनेक्शन दिए गए हैं और लगभग 4,21,000 नए कंज्यूमर भी रजिस्टर हुए हैं। इसके साथ ही भारत सरकार ने एक लेटर जारी किया और उसमें ये कहा गया कि ऐसे उपभोक्ता जिनके पास एलपीजी और पीएनजी दोनों कनेक्शन है वो अपना एलपीजी का कनेक्शन सरेंडर करें और इसके चलते कल तक 17,000 से ज़्यादा एलपीजी कंज्यूमर्स ने अपना एलपीजी कनेक्शन सरेंडर किया है। पेट्रोल और डीजल की सप्लाई जैसे मैंने आपको बताया सामान्य है, कहीं पर कोई ड्राई आउट रिपोर्टेड नहीं है। हमारी रिफाइनरीज ऑप्टिमम कैपेसिटी पर, मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी पर ऑपरेट हो रही हैं और हमारी क्रूड इन्वेंट्रीज भी सफिशिएंट हैं। इससे पहले मैंने आपको बताया था कि भारत सरकार ने एक ऑर्डर इशू किया एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज़ एक्ट के अंतर्गत और जिसमें सभी रिफाइनरीज को ये आदेश दिया गया कि C3 और C4 मॉलिक्यूल्स को एलपीजी पूल के अंदर ट्रांसफ़र करें ताकि घरेलू एलपीजी का प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज हो पाए। इसके बाद विभिन्न मंत्रालयों और डिपार्टमेंट से रिक्वेस्ट आने के बाद भारत सरकार ने एक और ऑर्डर इशू किया ताकि पेट्रोकेमिकल से संबंधित ज़रूरतों को भी पूरा किया जा सके। इस संबंध में मैं बताना चाहूँगी कि लगभग 800 टन पर डे का एलोकेशन पेट्रोकेमिकल से रिलेटेड कंपनीज के लिए, मंत्रालयों के लिए किया गया है। एनफोर्समेंट के बारे में भी मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि राज्य सरकारों के साथ ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज कोऑर्डिनेट कर रही हैं और कहीं पर भी, जहाँ पर भी कोई भी माल प्रैक्टिस उनके ध्यान में आ रही है उसके ऊपर तुरंत कार्रवाई भी की जा रही है। कल लगभग 4,000 रेड हुई और 1,000 से ज़्यादा सिलेंडर सीज हुए। पिछले कुछ दिनों में 56,000 से ज़्यादा एलपीजी सिलेंडर सीज किए जा चुके हैं। इसके अतिरिक्त ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज ने भी 1770 शो कॉज नोटिस दिए हैं, 175 एलपीजी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स पर पेनल्टीज लगाई हैं और 51 एलपीजी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स को सस्पेंड भी किया है। अंत में मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि वॉर के चलते सप्लाई प्रभावित हुई भी हैं अभी भी, परंतु घरेलू उपभोक्ताओं की ज़रूरतों का ध्यान रखते हुए पेट्रोल, डीजल और एलपीजी पर्याप्त मात्रा में उपलब्ध कराने का सरकार प्रयत्न कर रही है और उपलब्ध कराया भी है। इसलिए मैं सभी देशवासियों से विनम्र निवेदन करूंगी कि अफवाहों पर विश्वास न करें और अपनी ज़रूरत के हिसाब से ईंधन क्रय करें। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Sujata. Now we'll take updates from Shipping Ministry.
Good afternoon. Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, in coordination with Ministry of External Affairs and our missions in Gulf region, monitoring the emerging situation in the Persian Gulf region. The ministry, in coordination with ship owners, RPSL, agencies Indian missions is actively monitoring the situation. The DG Shipping Control Room has handled around 5,480 calls and 11,700 emails since its activation. In the last 24 hours, 139 calls and 673 emails have been received. The ministry has facilitated the safe repatriation of over 754 Indian seafarers so far, including 63 in the last 24 hours from various regional locations across the Gulf. Port operations across India remains normal with no congestion reported. The ministry continues to coordinate with other maritime stakeholders to ensure seafarer welfare and uninterrupted maritime operations. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we take updates from Randeep ji, MEA.
Thank you, ma'am. The Ministry of External Affairs continues to closely monitor the evolving situation in West Asia. We have issued a statement on the recent development in West Asia, and I would like to read it out for your benefit. While it is available on our website and on our social media handles, yet again I would like to read it out for you. We welcome the ceasefire reached and hope that it will lead to a lasting peace in West Asia. As we have continuously advocated earlier, de-escalation, dialogue and diplomacy are essential to bring an early end to the ongoing conflict. The conflict has already caused immense suffering to people and disrupted global energy supply and trade networks. We expect that unimpeded freedom of navigation and global flow of commerce would prevail through the Strait of Hormuz. In addition, I would also like to add, India has always been in favor of peace. We welcome all steps that lead to peace and stability. We hope that this development in West Asia will also encourage peace efforts in Ukraine. भारत हमेशा से ही शांति के पक्ष में रहा है. हम शांति के हर पहल का स्वागत करते हैं. हम आशा करते हैं कि पश्चिम एशिया की यह पहल यूक्रेन में भी शांति बहाल करने के प्रयासों को प्रोत्साहित करेगा. As we have said earlier, ensuring the safety, security and welfare of the large Indian community in the region, in the West Asian region, remains our highest priority. To support Indian nationals and their families, a special control room has been set up in MEA, which functions continuously. We continue to be in regular touch with state governments and union territories and liaise on issues and coordinate on issues as and when required. Our missions and posts also are working continuously through the round-the-clock helplines, and they remain actively engaged with community organizations, businesses in the Gulf region, people who may need any support, and are providing them as and when required. They're also issuing regular advisories to keep Indian nationals updated with latest information. They are proactively addressing issues and concerns being raised by our nationals, including facilitation of visas, consular services, facilitating transit through neighboring countries where there are airspace restrictions, and providing logistical support where required. Just to give you a short update on the status of flights, flights continue to operate from the region to India from countries where airspace is open. Since February 28th, around 7,88,000 passengers have traveled from the region to India. Due to flight restrictions and airspace closure in Israel, Iraq, Kuwait and Bahrain, we continue to facilitate movement of Indian nationals from Iran through Armenia and Azerbaijan to India, from Israel through Jordan and Egypt to India, from Iraq through Jordan and Saudi Arabia to India, and from Kuwait and Bahrain through Saudi Arabia to India. Just to give you an update on Iran, our embassy has issued a fresh advisory, which you would have seen. This advisory was issued today itself. Through this advisory, we are urging Indian nationals who are there in Iran to expeditiously exit the country in coordination with the embassy and as per the route advised by our embassy. We are given to understand that we have around 7,500 Indian nationals who continue to remain in Iran, and therefore this particular advisory was issued for them to take advantage of the present situation. As of yesterday, our embassy facilitated 1,864 Indian nationals to exit Iran through the land border with Armenia and Azerbaijan. This includes 935 Indian students and 472 Indian fishermen. This is all that I have to give you an update on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Randirji. Now we'll take questions row-wise. First row, 54, 16, 24, 22, and 130.
My question is for Sanjeev sir. Sir, what is the estimated demand of coal for the power plants this fiscal versus the last fiscal? Also, what is the average number of railway rakes that we will need on a daily basis to meet summer season power demand? And what has the railways told us on meeting that infrastructure demand? Thank you.
So I just respond to all of your questions. The coal that is demanded for the next year is almost 906 million tons. And whereas last year, power sector has consumed 813 million tons. So they have consumed 813 as a growth of almost like 10% they are expecting this year. And regarding the railway rakes, we require around 480 rakes per day for the power sector and almost 20% extra for the NRS sector. So for power sector, we can say we require almost 480 rakes, and the railway has been giving us for last year also. And we have been speaking to railways. They have been strongly supporting us in transferring the coal for the power consumers. So absolutely, as of now, we see no constraints in off-taking the coal from the mines to the power sector. No, 906 million ton was requested by power sector last year also, but since the renewable energy space has contributed more, so the coal-based demand generation has been reduced. It's not that electricity was in short supply. It was adequately met, but it was compensated by the RE part. So coal-based generation was bit subdued, and accordingly there was the coal consumption. But this year they have again sought for 906 million tons of coal. So we have all the arrangements in place. We have, I said in my earlier statement, that we have at present 130 million tons of coal at the mines. We have some more at the, in fact, transit. And also we will be producing the coal at the rate which is required. Normally the power sector consumes around 2.4 million tons per day. And we have improved that transport level up to 2.55 million tons per day. So we are in position to transport the coal and also in position to produce the coal.
Second row, there was any other questions, please?
Hi, thank you. Amar Jati from PTI. My first question is to Mukesh sir. Given the ceasefire that has been announced today, what's your assessment? When do the shipping movements start from Strait of Hormuz, particularly the Indian flagged as well as the foreign flagged vessels carrying Indian crew? And do you have an assessment when can we start sending back our ships again for fetching us energy supplies? My second question is to Sujata ma'am. You mentioned about 800 tons of molecules so what are the molecules that are being allocated for petrochemicals? Is it propylene or propane that are being allocated? And what is the impact that it will have on LPG production once you divert that supplies? Thank you.
130 and 24 after that.
Hi, Sukal from the Indian Express. I just had a couple of questions for Sujata ma'am. Ma'am, you mentioned that now 800 tons per day of LPG is being provided for petrochemical production. Could you give us the data on what was the pre-West Asia war consumption level comparative, so that we can get an understanding as to how much of that have we received? The other question is linked to what Amar sir just asked. Considering that LPG supplies have been hit, I mean, LPG is the most affected of all the energy related commodities that are coming into India. day by day with the ministry passing orders of additional allocation for different industries of commercial LPG and LPG related molecules, and with Naira Energy going in for a shutdown very soon, what is the government's assessment in terms of the impact it might have on domestic LPG availability?
24, 22 and 67 and what's yours? 26.
हेलो मैम, लक्ष्मण CNBC आवाज़ से। मेरा सवाल सुजाता शर्मा मैम से है। मैम, चूँकि हर हफ्ते हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि हम लोग LPG कमर्शियल LPG का लोकेशन बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं, तो कब ये सिचुएशन आएगा, चूँकि सीज फायर हो गया, असेसमेंट किया, कब ये सिचुएशन आएगा जो हम लोग 100% कमर्शियल LPG का लोकेशन कंसर्न इंडस्ट्री को कर देंगे? और एक सवाल संजीव कुमार सर से है कि आपने कहा कि अमोनियम नाइट्रेट की प्राइसेस 43% बढ़ गए हैं, दूसरे प्रोडक्शन एलिमेंट के जो है वो कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन बढ़ गया है, रिजर्व प्राइस बढ़ाने की बजाय हम घटा रहे हैं, तो क्या कोल इंडिया नुकसान में कोयला बेच रही है या फिर कोल इंडिया को कंपनसेट करने का कोई मैकेनिज्म है?
Hi, I'm Rajesh Roy from Bloomberg. Question is for Randhir, sir. Pakistan has always been portrayed as a bad actor, a country that promotes terrorism, feeds terrorism. All of a sudden, we see in the West Asia crisis that it has emerged as a peacemaker, especially after helping US and Iran clinch the ceasefire. How does it reflect on the strategy of India and rest of the world to portray it as a bad actor? Is it a huge setback?
67 here, 67 and this.
Hi, I'm Ratnajyoti. I represent S&P Global Platts. My question is to Sujata ma'am. What is the current level of refinery runs in terms of percentage? You have been saying that it is running at optimum level, and some of the refineries are operating at more than 100%. Now, on an average, what is the percentage of the refinery run at present? Thank you.
I'm Gauri Dwivedi from NDTV. My question is to Randhir sir and Mukesh sir, which is that the Trump administration has announced that 20 vessels will be passed through the Strait of Hormuz immediately, and there will be some sort of patrolling that the American forces will do. Given the fact that a large number of Indian vessels are in that region, do we have any visibility on how many of them would be from India, and any roadmap as to when some of our stuck vessels will come?
Okay, we'll take the next bench. 45, 17, 266, 270, 271. I think we'll stop that, then we'll take a...
थैंक यू। मैं प्रदीप कुमार, टोटल न्यूज़ से। रणधीर सर, मेरा सवाल आपसे है, इस सीज फायर में एक ऐसे देश का भी जिक्र है जो दुनिया भर में आतंक का सबसे बड़ा स्पॉन्सर रहा है, इसे भारत कैसे देखता है?
Yes. Sir, my name is Prakash Pradashi. My question is to Sanjeev sir. You mentioned that we have sufficient availability of coal stock at thermal power plants. Are you also supplying sufficient coal to non-regulated sectors? And other question is to Sujata ma'am. You have stopped providing domestic LPG production data. So what is the current status? Domestic LPG production data.
Okay. We'll take some answers first. Sujata, we begin with you.
When will be the situation normal? It's, I mean, all of you know the situation is before us, and lot of, oil-related infrastructure has been hit. So, I mean, what we can say right now is that we are making all efforts to make our domestic consumption meet and to bring a comfort level for our citizens. पेटकेम के बारे में आपने पूछा कि सप्लाईज पेटकेम के लिए हम दे रहे हैं, घरेलू पर क्या असर होगा। तो जब मैं अपनी ब्रीफिंग आपसे शुरू की आपको बताना, तो उसमें मैंने आपको कहा था कि हमारी सप्लाईज क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी में मिडल ईस्ट से आती हैं, हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट के थ्रू आती हैं, तो उसका इम्पैक्ट हमारे पर हुआ। परंतु जितने भी एडिशनल कार्गोस की मतलब एफर्ट्स किए गए कि मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल कार्गोस को हम टाई अप करें, और उसी के चलते हमने ये इंश्योर किया कि हमारा जो घरेलू उपभोक्ता है उसको कम से कम तकलीफ हो, और जो हमारे किचन के अंदर जो ज़रूरतें हैं उसे हम पूरा कर पाएँ। इसके साथ ही as our supplies improved, they started becoming comfortable. We also started releasing the commercial supplies in a calibrated manner. So जब हमने commercial supplies को increase किया है, तो वो increase करते वक्त घरेलू उपभोक्ता की ज़रूरतों को सुरक्षित रखते हुए ही किया गया है। पेटकेम के संबंध में देखिए, जो एलपीजी पूल है, जो एलपीजी है उस आप जानते हैं वो प्रोपेन और ब्यूटेन है। जब भारत सरकार ने एलपीजी प्रोडक्शन को इंक्रीज करने की बात की तो उसमें प्रोपिलीन और ब्यूटीन जैसे मॉलिक्यूल्स को भी डाइवर्ट करने की बात की एलपीजी पूल के अंदर। तो अभी जो एलोकेशन है वो प्रोपिलीन का है। आपने मुझसे पूछा कि इससे पहले कितना यूज होता था। इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू टेल बिकॉज रिफाइनरी के अंदर स्ट्रीम्स कॉन्टिन्यूस मूव करते हैं। अभी आज की तारीख में वी आर मेकिंग श्योर दैट सम एक्स्ट्रा मॉलिक्यूल्स आर आल्सो कमिंग टू द एलपीजी पूल। और जैसा मैंने आपको बता ही दिया है कि हमारी डोमेस्टिक सप्लाईज आर प्रोटेक्टेड फॉर आवर हाउस होल्ड कंजम्पशन। थैंक यू।
Sanjeev ji from Court.
Let me put on. So there were two questions for me. One was regarding the high ammonium nitrate price and the consumers that are rising in price, and we are not passing on to the consumers. Whether the hit is being taken by the coal companies, they are at loss or not. See, I should tell you the prices have risen, there's no doubt about it, but this is a service to the nation, and we are doing service to the nation because this is not a situation lasting for long. It may be like fading away in a while, maybe 2-3 months. So for that point, we will at least absorb as a service to the nation. Number two, you said whether we have sufficient coal for the other than power sector. I mentioned there is sufficient coal for the power sector. We have supplied to the requirement. There is absolutely no shortage throughout the year. For the non-regulated power sector, that is cement, steel, all those people. See, if we see the numbers, the supplies have been like anything. They were tremendous in growth. And last year, in fact, last financial, we supplied 181 million tons to the non-regulated sector. This year, we have supplied 213 million tons, a growth of 17.2%. So the growth is there of almost 17 to 18%. So there is no shortage. In fact, we have not received any kind of request for more coal on this. And to further take care of this, what we have done, there is a NRS linkage policy. Under that, we have offered enough amount of linkages to these people. And also beyond going one step further, we have opened a open window called Coal Setu. So under that, we have provided a coal for linkage the sector, which we don't ask for any what kind of use they are making. It's an unrestricted use kind of linkage. So we are in fact growing surplus beyond power, beyond non-regulated sector. We are also going for open end use, and in fact we are also thinking of export after meeting our requirements. We have enough amount of coal in the country in terms of the reserves. We have 401 billion tons of coal reserves in the country, and we are extracting only at the rate of around 1 billion ton as of now, and we plan to grow up to 1.5 billion tons per annum. So we have enough coal, we have enough production rates and supplying at a higher rates.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Now we'll go to Randhir ji.
Thank you. First, Rajesh, coming to your question. See, I am here to express India's position on developments in West Asia. We've already conveyed to you that we welcome the ceasefire, as also it is our expectation that dialogue and diplomacy that we are emphasizing on will lead to an early return of peace in the region. As to the position of other countries, it is best left for them to speak about it. प्रदीप, आपका भी सवाल यही था, तो इसको मैं हिंदी में कहना चाहूँगा कि जहाँ तक भारत का पक्ष है, मैं यहाँ पर भारत का पक्ष रखने आया हूँ। इस मुद्दे पर पश्चिम एशिया में जो गतिविधि चल रही है उस पर हम लोगों ने जो वहाँ युद्ध विराम हुआ है उसका हम लोगों ने स्वागत किया है। मैंने ये भी कहा है कि हमेशा से हम शांति के पक्ष में रहे हैं, और हम लोग का ये मानना है कि संवाद से, कूटनीति से वहाँ पर शांति का पहल बन सकता है। जहाँ तक और देशों का उनका पक्ष है, उनका पोजीशन है, ये बेहतर होगा कि इन सब चीज़ का खुलासा वो खुद करे. Gauri, to your question on ships, transit of ships, look, we are closely following the developments. We have been in touch with Iran and several other countries and stakeholders to ensure unimpeded transit of our ships. As a result of our efforts, we've had several of our ships which have crossed the Straits of Hormuz. In our statement today that we've issued, we have conveyed our expectation that unimpeded freedom of navigation and global flow of commerce would prevail through the Strait of Hormuz. So we continue to be, this is an evolving situation, and we remain in touch with all our partners, stakeholders, and countries to serve our interest.
Thank you, Randirji. Now we'll quickly take questions from the 5th row onwards.
So regarding refinery production, yes. So I have already said, when I said our refineries are running at optimum capacity, means that they are running at 100 and plus. So we have the refineries which are working at 110% also, 112% also. So I will again reiterate that our refineries are operating at optimum capacities. Somebody also asked me about the LPG production data. I have already said it is in the range of 46 to 47 TFT.
Friends, I have a humble request to make. We have a cabinet briefing at 4. So we will quickly take one question each, starting from the 5th row, 250. He will add to the answers finally.
Okay. So I think the portion of that question has already been replied by Shri Randirji. So you asked 2 questions: when our ships are likely to come back, and then when we are sending back our ships. So again, I'll say that we are in coordination with MEA and our missions, as well as our owners of the ship. We are trying our level best to bring our ships as early as possible, as well as sending vessels again to bring the cargo from that region. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll take questions 256, 270. We start with the 5th row and all the questions behind that. And please be brief and quick.
Thank you for letting me ask a question. I'm Tuesh Mishra from Economic Times. It seems Iran is going to ask for a toll from any ships that pass through the Strait of Hormuz. So what is the Indian government's position on this?
Yes.
I'm Atul Mathur from the Times of India. My question is for Sujata ma'am. You have informed that 17,000 people have surrendered their LPG connections, but how many new applications have been received for LPG connections since the war broke out? And has the government issued any kind of instructions to OMCs to issue new connections? If yes, how many connections have been issued so far?
271, 194, 252, 128, 200, 243, 249, and 139. That will all we'll take today. Please.
Yeah, this is Shilpa from the Economic Times. My question is for Sanjeev sir. So you mentioned enough coal in the country for NRS as well as power sectors. There is certain grades of coal that is being imported. Are we looking to ask them to blend more domestic coal wherever it is possible? And is the ministry writing to other ministries for the same?
Yes, unke piche.
Hi, I'm Abhimanyu Sharma from CNBC TV 18. I have 2 questions, one for Sujata ma'am, one for Radhir sir. Ma'am, if you may please answer the steps being taken to increase the production as well as use of compressed biogas to augment the supply of imported products. And to Radhir sir, to you, is there any truth in reports that any fees and yuan is being paid for passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz?
194 and then 249 will be the last.
Good afternoon. Saptaparna Ghosh from The Hindu. My question is to Sanjeev sir. Sir, I wanted to ask about coal gasification. Syngas can actually help in producing base products that would be required for ammonia, that could be utilized for ammonia and urea production. So is the coal ministry considering, this paradigm to further help out the urea and the fertilizer situation? If you could please share some perspective on that.
Yes, 249 last.
Hi, good evening, sir. My name is Danish Anand. I'm from NTV Profit. My question is for Sanjeev, sir. So you mentioned that we have enough coal stock, which is there for continuous electricity generation for 24 days. But is the buffer margin thin, considering that we are just a few months away from the peak summer demand?
Thank you. We'll start with Sujata answers.
देखिए जब हम एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी की बात करते हैं तो वी डू टॉक अबाउट द क्लीन एनर्जी आल्सो, और जो कंप्रेस्ड बायोगैस है इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट, और इसमें हमारे टारगेट भी हैं 2025-26 ऑनवर्ड्स 1%, 3%, 4% ब्लेंडिंग इन द पीएनजी। इसके संबंध में भारत सरकार ने एक सतत स्कीम भी है। इसके अलावा सिंक्रोनाइजेशन स्कीम टिल 2047 भी एक स्कीम है जिसमें इंजेक्शन ऑफ सीबीजी इनटू द गैस पाइपलाइन हैज़ बीन एंश्योर्ड। इसके अलावा मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि अप्रैल 2025 से लेकर फरवरी 2026 तक लगभग 82,000 टन सीबीजी हमारी ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनी ने प्रोक्योर किया है, as compared to 42,700 tons during year 24-25. That's from my side. Thank you.
Sanjeev ji.
So I have good number of questions. One is regarding basically the crux of the question is reducing the import and substituting the domestic coal, the imported coal, domestic coal. Second question is regarding coal gasification, how it can help substituting the hydrocarbon projects. And the third question is regarding peak summer approaching, how we plan for that. So as far as blending is concerned or import substitution is concerned, I will answer like this. We import around 250 million tons of coal on annual basis for almost last 3-4 years. This has been remaining almost constant. Out of this, around 60 million tons coking coal and 40 million tons is the coal that is required for imported coal-based plant. They are essentially using because they are designed for that kind of use. Just like a diesel car cannot burn a petrol, petrol cannot burn diesel. So that is non-substitutable. So the substitutable space with us remains around 140 million tons or 150 million tons. So for that, what we are doing, we are impressing upon the coal steel industry also to substitute this coking coal with our domestic coking coal by stamp charging. We are also asking the steel industry to use more coal in the sponge iron sector. That is one. That is part two. And if you see the numbers, how we have progressed over the years, the coal that was used for blending in the power plant has reduced by almost 50%. Last year, we used around 15.1 million tons of coal in blending for the power generation. And this year, we burned only 7.3. It's almost half. And similarly, for the imported coal-based plant, they produce less power from their machines because our country could find more domestic coal and the machines were available in abundance. So they also consumed less coal this year. The ICPs consumed around 39.2 million ton compared to 48.3 million tons. So that is again a substitution in an indirect way. We are not saying that ICP should consume the domestic coal, but the availability being more of domestic coal, we could produce more power from the domestic coal. So they are a multi-pronged strategy for reducing the imports is by a substitution and also by reducing the imports. The part two was question for regarding the coal gasification. See, coal gasification is essential from the point of view that we are almost like saturated in use of coal in power sector and NRS. So the next avenue available to us is coal gasification, where we produce gas to convert those gases to chemicals. In this case, we would be attempting first the fertilizer. The plant at Tajal Fertilizer is there already there. And I believe by FY27 December, that plant would be ready. So we would be proving the first sample of it. We'll producing coal, using coal for producing fertilizer, ammonia-based fertilizer. Then we are also having a big scheme to produce gas by a scheme which was approved in the year 2024 in January, where almost 8,500 crore funding was available to the projects. This were under 2-3 categories. Government projects were there, private projects were there, and the demonstration project was also there. So in summary, I can say we have basically given funds to 7 projects, for which groundbreaking has been done for 4 projects. So we are in fact much close to the gasification process, and these are all surface gasification. If I just recall the latest event, which Honorable Minister had done Bhumi Pujan on last month only. And these two projects are by Greta Energy and New Era at Chandrapur, Maharashtra, which will be commissioning in the financial year 29 and 30. So once we crack this gasification process, we will be substituting good amount of things like chemicals. In fact, if we purify the gas further, we can burn them in the power plants also by blending this gas in the natural gas and putting our gas turbines to a great amount of use. Then the third question that I have for me is regarding the peak summer demand. See, peak summer demand is not a new thing for the country. The power sector gives us the coal demand projection for the entire year. It is a phase down in a manner of monthly supply basis. And for that, we supply a plan to the Ministry of Power. So this year also, they have asked for a coal requirement of 906 million tons. Month-wise requirement is given. We have also submitted a supply plan, in fact, 2 days back only, because we received the requirement 15 days back. We worked out backwards supplying from the captive mine sector, the Singareni, our national coal company in Coal India. So the entire plan is in place, and we have enough buffers from the point of view. If we have 55 million, I told you, this is going to deplete to zero level only when there is supply deficit on daily basis. There is no deficit on daily basis. We are matching the supply to almost same level. If we see the last year numbers, we started the year with 55 million tons of coal, and we were not depleting below the levels of 35 million tons. So it is not that the peak summer demand comes, we are totally washed out. No, the plan is there in place, nothing to worry at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji, Randir ji, and Mukesh ji.
We have two questions, both similar, Abhimanyu and our friend from Economic Times. And just to say that I have answered this particular question in the past as well. We have had no discussion with Iran on this particular issue. So that is where it is.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, officers on the dais. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.